It's the Cable MTG Show.
Do trophies sit in your inventory? Nah. Yeah, pretty easy mana crypt, Tom. Yeah, they chill for the season. The trophies. Oh yeah, I have leaderboard points this season. Wonder if that's something I want to chase, I think there's more of those super RCQs happening this weekend. They don't show up yet, though. Ooh, Mox Diamond. Yeah, Headliner Scarlet's a great mana crypt card. But so is Mox Diamond. We can start out with fast mana, just adding more fast mana leads to consistent, ridiculous starts. You just get to build around it more consistently. Hey, Rabdomin, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 6 months there. And McLovin Chai, thanks for the 15 months. Cube sub for the Cube God. Oh, what, little old me? Wow, kind of glad I didn't grab that Headliner Scarlet, actually, Red kind of feels like it's drying up fast. Could just be a weird pack. Think about Spiral and Ballista. No, I've never heard of Lucky Paper Radio. How we do? Last draft? Oh, we trophied. Podcast about Cube. Oh, okay. I think I may have actually interacted with one of the, or like run into them online or something. Just saying I might be like vaguely familiar as opposed to specifically. Yeah, I'm getting like mixed signals on like what's actually open here. I'm just gonna grab this monstrosity because green's always open. I like Currency Converter a lot. It plays well with Mox Diamond too. Just like free treasures, free Lotus Petal. But if I am green aggro, then I really want this Wasteland. Am I going to attempt any Arena Direct this weekend? Yeah, I think that's the plan. We'll see how CubeCon goes. I think the top 64 plays out on Sunday. Or is that Saturday? I don't know. It's only year 4, right? Yeah, I don't know why I grabbed the Bloodbraid. Red's been super not open. But, I mean, if you're going to splash something, Bloodbraid's pretty good. Ice Still's pretty much what we were hoping for. Berserk's really good with Ursine Monstrosity. If they don't die, you don't even lose the Monstrosity in a turn. Because it gains indestructible. The great Warren Fish has just entered my domicile. Oh, don't come in here. It's, okay. But yeah. I've got it. A literal cube. Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, show this thing. Okay. So last year, Warren Fish, he's a regular in the stream, so I'm sure some of y'all are familiar. Nicest guy in the world. Also very tall. Anyway, he's also quite the cube designer, and he has a Mardu cube, and every time somebody trophied with the cube last year, he would give them a little sculpted cube that's in Mardu colors. He found a gem that's black, white, and red, and had a bunch of them made, so he would give them out to the trophy winners. And apparently he ran out last year, and I must have trophied the cube because he remembered. He remembered and brought me one this year. After this, unbelievably cool, extremely cool. He's a really cool guy. After this draft portion, I'm gonna go say hi to him, get him settled in. We're gonna grab an Urza Saga here, huh? Makes sense. The diamond and the mana crypt. Well, Retrofitter works with that Saga, huh? Seems worth grabbing. Good evening, Octarium. The Karn got a lot better with the Urza Saga, spitting out artifact tokens. That's because Chariot can copy the Karn tokens too. It's pretty sick. Warren says I'm all set, no need to bail in your stream. It wouldn't be bailing. I would just take a few minute break. I need one. I'm like out of fucking water and stuff anyway. Oh, Bill, always joking about being locked in the basement. The mods know they can leave anytime they want. That or that's just something I say. I don't know. A little Force of Vigor for the sideboard, why not? Your cube is called Mardudes, and it's all creatures and land. That's funny. That's a funny little title. Is Kryn ever playable? Oh, yeah. If you can play the backside of Kryn, it's a pretty good card. Got a few wins with him this season. Don't forget about that haste, Tom. I think we might have a pleasant little mono green deck here. They're allowed to leave, they'd just rather not, right? Just because there's a moat of very deadly snakes in between them and the exit doesn't mean they can't try to leave anytime they want. Just because there's a labyrinth of traps that I may or may not have set down there. I'm allowed to self-defend. What if the only white card I splashed for was this fucking Elspeth? Alright, if I get a Black Lotus, maybe I'll try and play white. Parallax Wave. Yeah, I was saying that the other day. I got stiffed for green-white, and we managed a trophy. And during the draft, I was like, if we get a Parallax Wave answers a lot of problems for green. We might be able to trophy if that happens. And then we got the Parallax Wave, and it hard carried, and we super trophied. Looking at crop rotation. Thinking about Lightning Greaves, actually. Yeah, I think I like this Lightning Greaves. There's just a lot of creatures here that we want to give haste to. Karn tokens, Chariot, Monstrosity, 6, Sentinel. Even like Fanatic could be sweet. I like the top. I like it with Urza Saga, but I'm going to grab a Hierarchy here. Give me a wider range of keepable openers. Mice can be redeemed within the Innkeeper for alpha rares. Oh, in my dungeon. I thought you might have been referring to last night's stream. Yeah, yesterday I had pest people come and like seal up the house. And a bunch of mice got sealed in with me. So, like, no new mice can enter, but the ones that were in here, like, couldn't leave. And they started freaking out and running around. And that was very startling. Even though the fucking mice people warned me about it, it was very startling to suddenly see all this rodent activity. Because before, you would, like, only hear them at night, and they'd interrupt your sleep and stuff. But yeah, we trapped 6 mice in 24 hours. Which is wild to me. Like, I've lived in a lot of old houses with rodent problems and stuff. And I think the most I'd ever seen before was like 2 in a 24-hour period. But then I did some research today. I was like reading in on pest control sites, and they said that was like pretty normal. And most families, after sealing up the house, most families are fine with like 10 traps, and they end up having. There can be like shitloads, but usually it's under 10. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it's the worst is over and it's almost done. I like that Vista. I I like this tireless tracker too. How much landfall do we have? We have this Bristly Bill, but we also have this Ice Till Explorer that wants stuff to rebuy. I'm gonna grab the Vista. So the Fast Bond only really works with Ice Till, which is not amazing here. I think I'm gonna grab it anyway. Almost a Mox Opal deck. Almost. There's a Crucible, but I think we need the Thespian stage. What company did I use? I used Bohm's Pest Services. BOHMZ. They charged me $475. Which seemed very reasonable to me. I'd thought about doing it myself. Like, I'll do DIY projects sometimes. And then I, like, went out and I looked around the outside of my house and, like, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. What am I gonna do? And then he comes over to, like, check out the house and give me a quote. And, like, within seconds, he's found, like, 3 rodent holes. And I'm like, this was a good idea. I'm so glad I'm not trying to do this shit myself. Man, Crocus is so good. Really happy that crop rotation wheeled. Oh man, Hasty Dark Depths. Can we do it? Can we do it? Is Fast Bond to ramp out 3-drops okay? Generally not. Generally you want it to have a higher ceiling than that. Because there's a pretty low floor of Fast Bond, right? Where you keep a 2-lander. Yeah, I'd be a little bit more excited about this deck if we got another Crucible effect. We did see the actual Crucible of Worlds, but it didn't come back to us. For actual Infinite with Zuran Orb. But yeah, I still's the only one doing that. I think a single mountain's fine. Maybe I should play the Razor Ridge Thicket so we can cycle the Sheltering Landscape. The mill on the ice still can be a drawback. Sometimes. Often it helps you like find the other lands you want. I've had it be more upside than downside for sure. Beyond just like finding you other lands. Like here it's actively helping us find Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, or the Wasteland, or the Saga if we're just like missing those cards. It's good. It even could like mill the Bloodbraid Challenger, right? Do I count Dark Depths as a land? No. Did I do that on accident here? Looks like I did, huh? Well, I just won't play the looting. Thanks for pointing that out. Domicile. So I understand that someone like not super familiar with Magic might think that the door handle was on the wrong side. But rest assured it is intentional. You wouldn't understand. Oh shit. Should I just do that? Nah, let's make Saga tokens. Could just cast a Bloodbraid Challenger too. Retrofitter's nice for juicing these up. I'm gonna grab that Mana Crypt. How about that, huh? You remember when we kept a hand that was only mana sources? Literally only 7 mana sources on the play. And here we are, just fucking. I think this is my favorite song about moonshine. I like the line about being higher than the grocery bill, too. Moonshine. Clamp it up. What a curve out, right? I want to like. I wish I'd taken a screen cap of that hand. Just like fucking figure out how to send it to my opponent somehow. Send my opponent a link to the Imgur in chat. You gotta see this. It's important. You missed it? The opener? Literally just mana sources. It's intuitive to bin the Greaves. I think Greaves is really good against them, though. Oh, well. Hey, Mean Bean 47 thanks for the $6.90 tip. Nice. And now the Ursine's a 4/4, so the Fnatic in the second main phase can tap for 4 green. We can rumble and grab Karn, I guess. Balance. Rude. Hey, Jimmy the Beard, thanks for 37 months. I tried to Spider-Man kiss my wife earlier. And she was... Basically, she wanted to emphasize that Spider-Man kissing someone with a beard was a lot different. And your username made me think of that. Fast Spawn would actually be kind of great here. I wonder if the Karn should just down tick for 6. Oh, it looks like Echo, Spiral, sure. Well, we did draw Fast Spawned. Your song request did indeed go through, Mean Bean. I'll get you in a second. Appreciate the 6-9. Probably could have sequenced all that better. Oh shit, what up? Hey Ladorb, thanks for 690. Here's the Mean Bean song request. Seastone says, did my song request go through? We played one from Spawn, one from Morosith. Now we're on Mean Beans, and Lodorb's got one in the queue. So I haven't seen yours, Seastone. This is weird, but I'm gonna do this now. Exposes the dark depths to sorcery speed answers, but it does let me run in 6 back half of it. And now next turn I can run in 6 back the other half if I still have the Ren. So I have to deal with both creatures and the Ren. Oh, I mean they have to deal with the Marlage and the Ren. But if they kill both creatures, they can kill the Ren, of course. Awesome. They're just dead to Marlage. That was a fucking Orcs draw 7 and they didn't win. How often does that happen, huh? I'm used to that just like murdering my whole board, if not lethaling me that turn. I was looking down on my hand and I was like, I think I can probably... Usually you just scoop, right, when they like Orcs Twister, but in that spot I was like, I think we keep playing, huh? I think we have a chance here. That's the only thing Country needed, was just like a stupid amount of cocaine. Who knew? His voice is super fucking familiar too. Definitely heard him before. How odd. So he puts on a great live show. Love to hear it. Can actually flip this next turn. Yeah, we played that Oddity turn 1. We didn't really have a follow-up, but it looks like it wasn't necessary. Sorry, we'll just rip a Mana Crypt off the top. I mean, yeah, even like a fastball, unless it's turn 2 the Monstrosity, or a Mana Dork. Or a Mox Diamond. Nope. Okay. Alright. Here's the Ladorb song request. The forest does let us turn 4 Chariot. Definitely what this deck's trying to do. Yeah, mulling to 5 and then only drawing lands is not helpful. That would have been 4 in a row. My slimy Urza lands. Talking about these trees. Some sick ass trees. This borrower, so brazen. Just gonna do me like that. Gloopy, glimy gopher guts. Is that a fucking Raffi reference or something? Chopped up little parrot's feet. Something. Childhood jingle. Yeah, Raffi was a childhood music singer. Did like Baby Beluga and stuff. I don't know if he did that one. And Banana Phone. Apparently this song was by Karen Hildebrand and Ken Thompson. Oh, it's a public domain song. Goes back to the mid-20th century. Song is sung to the tune of The Old Gray Mare. Mutilated monkey meat, dirty little birdie feet. Green globs of greasy, grimy gopher guts, and me without my spoon. Oh, I didn't give myself a green source to play the Sentinel. Maybe I should have done that in hindsight. Just much better pressure, right? Then another cat serves in, and we have the Sentinel down to attack next turn. In my head, it made sense to play out the landscape. I might want this for landfall later. Just playing around a Wrath. Yeah. That must be it. I mean, the Thopter is serving. Kind of feels like a sweeper. Wow. I was playing around a Wrath. And very intentionally. Thought about keeping the map token around to copy it. The idea of getting the Chariot up to 5 power and forcing them to sack some to the Thopter Foundry appealed to me, though. I mean, I've kept worse than this, huh? The literal first hand with this deck was just like this hand, but without crop rotation. All right, I'm gonna take a snip this time. Just in case. Just in case this hand develops into something good. Fetch first? I thought about that. I think I was just gonna not fetch, though. It's not like if you hit, you actually kill them. You just force them to sack their Mox Opal or whatever to make a 1/1. The cube's going well. It very much is. Hope you're doing well, Bread. Our next turn was going to be Bailoff Prime and then sack a land to go get Wasteland. Spit out some power, Does my wife play Magic? She does. She had actually watched the stream before we ever met. We ended up seeing each other on Tinder. I had a Tinder date, which went very well. A first date where the other person like already thinks that you're funny. Yeah, pretty good. Stream sniped by wife. Yeah, that's a way to look at it. If you want to get married, you should become a streamer first. I would actually not recommend that. Streaming is a very isolating profession most of the time. Hence the Tinder. Yeah, not quite the same thing as actually interacting with folks. I think I've been that 6, I almost brought that Force Vigor in. Is green way ahead of other colors in recent versions of Vintage Cube on Moto? It's way ahead of where it used to be. So for a bit, green was really unplayable. And during that time, nobody ever wanted to draft it ever. So even if you went into green, you would still very rarely trophy. Currently, green's still open a lot, but it can actually trophy. So that's why you see me jamming it a lot and trophying a lot with it. Fuck. Do they want to give me a coveted jewel, or do they want to lose their infinite mana? That is the question. You want to have a wife draft where she drafts and I play the games? We could do that at some point. Not today. My stream setup isn't like in a good spot for that. I have to dig out my audio splitter, get another chair in here, clean all the crap off my floor. Nice. So they have infinite mana and Saheeli Skull Clamp. We don't really have to keep going here. Yeah, why did I not bring in Force of Vigor? What was I thinking? Is there something worse than Karn? Oh, maybe Hex Drinker. Takes a little too much investment here, I think. I like Karn plus Chariot. What formats does my wife play? So the most Magic that we've played together has actually been the 93-94 cube. She has mostly played EDH and then a few pre-releases. She likes to have Magic up on a monitor while she's working, but she doesn't actually play that often. I found that when she drafts, she like tends to draft really well because she's played other deck builders and like Hearthstone and stuff, and so she usually ends up with a playable deck. But she just like always seems kind of not super interested in actually like playing a bunch of games and getting more reps in and improving. This is not like one of her goals. I've tried to get her interested in a couple of formats that I developed little mini gauntlets for him. Like Pauper and Pre-Modern, but she was never really high on those. The thing that she likes about the 93-94 cube is that she knows what all the cards do already, because that's when she learned Magic. Sarah Angel, Swords of Plowshares, Black Knights, all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. Gratz cutie. And usually on days when she works, she doesn't want to play something like too strategically dense. She's been doing a Assassin's Creed, the Norse one. She's been jamming that lately. Interesting. This Ghost Vacuum's actually dicking me up proper, So she usually wants to play like Skyrim or something, like some console game to like decompress after a long day at work. And then on the weekends, she's usually down to game. But we usually have like we'll play like a board game with friends or like do a D&D sesh or something like that. And at a certain point, like she's good for like 3 hours. Like we're not gonna have a Magic session after that. Which I certainly understand. This balance is a fuck, This is the perfect turn for it, too. Because, like, after next turn, it's almost, like, gotten in too much damage. God, if we'd had the Zuran Orb in play when they balanced, we could have gotten rid of their Saga. It'd be awesome if we like Ren and 6 stuff back here, but the Ghost Vacuum's preventing that. I think we just get to lose. They saw it by Yemeni. What's my next event following the paper RCQ win? I mean, there's other RCQs. There's a one on Magic Online this weekend. Anyway, the RCQ win qualifies me for either Portland or Milwaukee. Milwaukee's very close. Portland's far away. There are cheap flights to Portland. I would like to play both if I can. Not sure if I should be trying to how hard I should be trying to qualify. If I should be booking tickets and such. Shouldn't have activated the Ren, but what would be after Portland or Milwaukee? I don't know. Depends on how well I do in those. They both feed into the Pro Tour. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy. Well, this is a shitload of mana. The Academy and the Grim Monolith coming back down this turn. Shit. What's like kind of specifically good against this Retrofitter? Yeah, the Parallax Wave just wins, I think.